Hey guys, what's up? I know I've been kind of behind on my movie reviews. I have seen a couple, and I might as well get down to one of them. Insidious Chapter 3. Okay, now, even though it's called Chapter 3, and it is said to be the third movie in the series, obviously that's what the title is, and I enjoyed the first two movies. I thought the first one was really good. I thought the second one was pretty good and pretty underrated, so I had pretty neutral expectations on this one. And, okay, first of all, minor to moderate spoiler alert on this one. Yes, it is actually not a sequel, but a prequel, and I didn't think much of it considering most of the actors, judging by the trailer that is, I was a little optimistic on this one, so I had neutral expectations on this one, especially after watching the second one. And does it live up to what I expected? I'd say so. I mean, it was entertaining, and it had its share of chills and thrills and, your typical jump scare cliches for a PG-13 rated horror film. After all, the whole trilogy is all PG-13 rated. It's not an R-rated horror film, so yeah, I know this time around it's not the boy that's haunted. This time it's a girl, and I didn't know how this would add up continuity-wise. But if you watch the whole film, it starts out, and yes, you see the same woman who is the expert on the whole further and haunting scenario of the whole trilogy. So that's a welcome addition, as well as those two, ghost nerd guys, if you can call them. And so it builds up itself pretty well. So I'd say continuity-wise, it does pretty well, even though it's mostly, the main people getting haunted by the whole ghost and further thing, and it goes back to the whole, teenage girl getting possessed, as aside from a little boy getting possessed this time around. I'm sure most of you are probably tired of that whole scenario, but it plays itself out pretty well, and it adds itself up, and it moves along pretty well, even though it's obviously taking place before the first Insidious, and it develops the most familiar characters in the trilogy pretty well, I'd say. And yeah, it got a few jump scares out of me as well, and it's pretty horrifying for the most part if you enjoyed this series. So, my honest opinion, if you have the right expectations, it can be enjoyed. So, and if you don't enjoy this trilogy, I respect that. It's obviously not The Conjuring or anything like that. And yes, there is a sequel coming out next year, which I hope will be better than Annabelle. It's kind of a letdown that was. But overall, I'd definitely go see this one. I'd definitely go see this one over the freaking Poltergeist remake. I don't even know why they even bothered to remake that one. And, well, that was sort of a letdown too, in comparison to the original. But yeah, I definitely go see this over that anytime. I mean, who wouldn't? But anyway, my final verdict, I give it a Rockin' Weird Mode Up with Wii Motion plus plain one, that is. I think it's a fair rating, and it definitely fulfilled my moderate to somewhat high expectations. So, till next time, keep watching.